something you don't see every day.
Tried to think of the most harmless thing. Something I loved from my childhood. Something that could never, ever possibly destroy us. Mr. Stay Puft.
Nice thinking, Ray.
Hey guys, Steve here, and as promised, here's my Ghostbusters 2016 review. Little late, it's been out for a week. There's a couple reviews already floating around on YouTube. Still wanted to give you my take on it as promised. Be sure to check out our July giveaway for a chance to win a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man action figure. And from this point out... Okay, I want to say I didn't hate the movie, but while it has its fair share of laughs, it does have its pros and cons. And that's where I'm going to start out with the... Okay, so let's start with the good. Kate McKinnon's character, hilarious. Loved it. She seemed very heavily influenced by the 1980s Real Ghostbusters cartoon, the Egon character. The look was very similar. The braininess when it came to knowing everything about science, and that really added to it, and I really enjoyed that a lot. And that's where this movie also failed, because they tried to take a lot from other Ghostbusters stuff instead of making everything their own, and I'll get more into that later. Next we have Chris Hemsworth's Kevin. I really enjoyed him. I see a lot of people complaining that his stupidity was just beat over our heads a lot, and I don't agree with that, because I think that comedy added to it a lot. Every scene that he was in, he stole, especially when he was with Kate McKinnon's character. And I'm going to reference most of the characters as the actors, because other than Chris Hemsworth, I remember his as Kevin. For some reason, I remember Patty, but I don't remember anyone else's. Alright, so next we have the graphics, and this movie relied heavily on CGI, but it was good. It was very good. They took a lot of time and put a lot of money into perfecting the graphics, which I have no complaints there. Everything was smooth, and I enjoyed it. Okay, so now we have the villain, and this is going to fall under a con as well as a pro. I liked the villain. I liked that they did a new villain and didn't rehash Zool. But really, this movie tried to rely too much on the success of the originals. And that's where we get into our... Okay, so the first con, this movie sucks. I wanted to say that I liked it, but in reality, it sucks. You have a movie where they could have proven all the fans of the original wrong, and they could have done a movie that wasn't a rehash, but that's pretty much exactly what we got. We got an origin story. So while the whole movie isn't exactly like the original, we didn't need an origin story. You know, we're well aware of what the Ghostbusters are and what they do. So why didn't you take that time to just kind of already make them an established franchise and then give us a backstory on the characters? So then that would have left more time for villain development and plot development, which I guess are the same thing when you look at it, but I mean, to me, there was a lot missing from the story. And I would have liked to have seen more of them catching ghosts, because in the entire movie, they caught one ghost. And in a movie called Ghostbusters, I'd rather see them catching ghosts and fighting ghosts than 30 plus minutes of them talking about their past and trying to build new friendships, because why? We don't need it. Now we have the villain, which in this movie his name is Rowan, and he is a janitor at a hotel that is conveniently placed on the paranormal fault lines. That's my own word. The movie had its own saying for it. I think it was ley lines. Again, like I said, I like the villain, but the plot for the whole movie was he was mad because he had been bullied his whole life that he wanted to destroy humanity and the world. Now, like I said, if we would have had more time for plot development and focused less on another origin story, the plot could have been much better. You tell me you can't come up with a better reason for him to be mad than, oh, I was bullied? I guess my biggest problem with the villain, besides the fact that he was bullied, is there's a scene later in the movie where he kills himself, and then he comes back as a ghost. I want to know, how did he know that was going to happen? And my biggest pet peeve about that is, when he comes back even stronger. He's able to possess bodies, and, you know, he's the main bad guy. And I get it, you know, for plot purposes, it has to advance the plot. But why? Why was he more powerful than any other person that had killed themselves? Like, there was just no point to it. Yeah, I get it, he was mad because he'd been bullied, but does that really classify himself as being so evil that he can come back as this all-powerful ghost entity? I don't think so, and I think that's stupid. There is a cool scene toward the end of the movie, though, where Patty was asking him to change into something cute and cuddly, and he turns into the Ghostbusters animated logo. And it was really like a CGI animation, and it was really crisp and clear, and I like that. But then he turned into a giant ghost, which to me kind of looked like a burlap sack ghost. But I've seen on the internet where they say he was a balloon ghost. It was bad. Okay, so next we have cameos. And they weren't needed. The whole time it was just a reminder to me that I was watching something that could have been great, but wasn't. And seeing them in this movie, I wanted another Ghostbusters. I wanted a Ghostbusters 3. I wanted it done right. I wanted them too old to be able to fight ghosts anymore, to where they had to hire and train new people. And I get it, I might contradict myself on an origin story, but that's not an origin story. And that leaves more room for villain development, because they could have said, hey, you know, we tried to train this guy, he wasn't good, so that's his decision for wanting to be bad. He wants to destroy the Ghostbusters for turning him down and not giving him a chance. You know, so then you throw in the bully aspect, but then you throw in the fact that he's pissed off at someone, he's got a legitimate reason. They also had a Stay Puft cameo, and I get it, guys, you want to put nostalgia into the movie, but make it relevant. And with the Stay Puft being in there, he was a parade balloon, a possessed parade balloon, and it just didn't work for me, because the original, he was a marshmallow, and I get it, you're just trying to throw an iconic character in there, but this whole movie is trying to build its success off of the original, and it sucks. It's stupid. Come up with your own ideas. You tried to sell everybody on the fact that you had this new movie and that it was funny. You had the original Ghostbusters telling everyone it was funny on late night TV, and yeah, it's got its moments, but overall, it's just a cash grab. It's there for product placement. It's there to sell toys. It's there to make you nostalgic and make you want to go see it, but then it turns out it's just a shiny dog turd. Another big issue I have is how they defeated Rowan. At the end of the movie, they're trying to figure out how to take him down, and they shoot him in the balls with their proton pack. And that makes him go into this dimensional shift that takes every bad demon and ghost, or whatever you want to call them, back to where they came from. And that's just... it's draining to me, because I wanted something good. I went into the movie hoping that it was going to be good, hoping that I was wrong, hoping every YouTuber who was downvoting the original trailer was wrong, but we weren't. It just turned out to be shit.
1, 2, 3, go!
Overall, there wasn't anything memorable about this movie. I don't really remember the characters' names either, as stated previously. There's some third act fight scenes that were pretty cool. And like I said, the villain, I enjoyed the guy who played the villain. He was cool. He put a creepy vibe into it. And I think that's what the villain needed. But this movie as a whole, I can't recommend it. I give it maybe 1 star out of 5. It was a decent effort, but if they would have tried more, like I said, to make it their own movie instead of basing it off of the franchise name in the original movies, then it would have been good.
Nimble little minx, isn't she?
Hey guys, thanks for watching. As always, make sure you like and subscribe. Leave some comments below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you like the new background. I'm trying some new editing techniques. Be sure to check out our July giveaway, where again you can win a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man action figure. Really hard to find. Can't find it in stores. Going for quite a bit on eBay. So if anything, you can go over there, enter to win, sell it on eBay, make it easy, 30 bucks. So thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed.
Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.